Hello, YouTube gamers. This is Aero from Men2 Mobile Games, bringing you some more Clash Royale. We are on the advent of the patch notes. It's hard to say exactly what we'll go through. We're pretty sure the preemptive patch notes that they've given us are exactly what we're going to be getting in a couple of days. And so I continue my zeal and happy glee at the idea that I won't have to deal with mortars any longer. My I don't know. My thumbnails, they're a little bit silly, they're goofy, but usually I do them off of how I'm feeling, and so the idea of breaking a mortar with a fireball from a king, as per patch notes coming through by royal decree, it makes me happy. I like it. We're gonna do some action today. I'm at 2339. It's a decent starting point. I got a crown chest also to do. We'll probably do an afternoon session as well because it's Sunday. So what else are we gonna do? So far, this match hasn't been anything amazing. We're basically going up against it, nothing in particular. The guy wanted to throw Hog Rider early. I got nothing wrong with that. Tesla can take care of most of that. Baby Dragon, it'll come out after the fact because I'm not dealing with this garbage. Don't want to take the damage. Dark Prince will not be able to fight his way out of that. It's unfortunate. Is as it is. And then, so the question is, what do we respond with? We'll respond with Hog Rider. I think we can get a Spear Goblin in there too. That would be pretty attractive, honestly. Even if they only get a couple of hits, Spear Goblins, man, they really make a difference in my deck. I like them a lot. They are the correct amount of elixir for what they do for me. And we're almost at heavy elixir time. The likelihood of them being able to push us back increases because of that, but at the same time, the amount of units they're willing to throw at it also increases. There we go. So we'll throw some poison on that. They're using two hordes. It's not surprising. It's, as I said, I don't use arrows, so we'll see what we can do about it. I think they literally threw enough there that, wow, come on, Spear Goblins, I threw you out there, but apparently I didn't. I'm just gonna get some chip on this, and that's good. They don't have enough on their tower left, so I can basically poison it at the end. This one was not nearly as tight a match as I've had recently. Their rating is a lot lower than what I've been fighting recently. Maybe not a lot, but enough lower than what I've been fighting recently that it doesn't surprise me that this is going so one-sided. Like, I think I get what their strat is, but it's like my strat from like 2 months ago, and literally that strat does not work against better players. Like, you use both the hordes. Oh my god, you might jackpot super hard. I'm like, yeah, the likelihood of that happening seems pretty low. And it's not like they didn't do any damage against my towers. They just... I mean, you play for 3 minutes. You want to take a tower in that time. Got a whole 19 trophies for that. Woo! Not a big fan of fighting people who are low level than me. It adds too much risk, honestly. It's not that they are bad. It's that they could be good. And so, as I said, when somebody's higher level than me, I usually go, yay! When somebody's lower level than me, I go, I must crush you. I don't know. It sets up an interesting mentality that I don't think I've had in gaming for a long time, if possibly ever. The likelihood that I want to fight somebody higher ranked than me in most games is actually kind of low. So it's, I don't know, interesting dynamic if you think about it. throw a Tesla just to start. I do have some opening hand, but now I have a much better opening hand. We'll see about this then. So Hog Rider's going to go out to distract. Baby Dragon's going to go out to soak up damage. Dark Prince is absolutely going to go in there to make sure this all gets actually taken care of. If they're going to throw a Dark Prince on my side, hopefully he's going to take the shield charge with the shield. He totally did. That's amazing. I mean, he's not still going to man up against this because we're on their side of the pawn, but at the same time, it wasn't that bad. I did not make any forward motion, though. So, as a point of contestation, you know, I didn't actually get anything out of throwing that much elixir. I could have thrown the Spear Goblins off to the right-hand side, probably gotten some cheap hits in. Just, you know, that's easily a way to think about it. Cheap hits are good hits. I'm more than willing to admit that I like my cheap hits. So that bomb's only going to kill that wizard. It's not going to be all that impressive. What we're going to do is Tesla. Honestly, I probably should have frozen then Tesla, but Dark Prince will take care of enough of this that I didn't take a Prince charge on my tower. I'm okay with it. Okay, so we're going to have to throw something in his way, and by that I mean a free spell, which is not the same thing as actually throwing something. We'll throw down our gobs. I'm pretty sure that wizard's going to come over and snipe him because that's just the way their AI goes. Dislike wizards because they kill my gobos. Bunch of meanies. So we definitely got some elixir flowing through. They decided to throw an elixir pump. I decided that I'm going to throw literally as much garbage at them as humanly possible. Obviously, I'm a big fan of this idea. We're going to throw Dark Prince in front, honestly. Maybe not the best idea, but I think it's going to make it so that we get more damage out of the giant skeleton to make sure that Prince Charge doesn't do anything. Defensive move, sure, but I'm literally not looking to take it on the chin from basically a double Prince combo at this point in the game. You know, we got 26 seconds left. Because of the way Elixir works out, this is going to work out nicely. At least I think it's going to work out nicely. Here goes a Hog Rider. Bomb's going to take care of that guy. I do agree that we should freeze there. That would be an excellent idea. Poison all of that. Just all of it. Just poison it all. All of that. Oh my god, Fallen Archer gets in with first comment. Good for you. So, nothing too shocking this morning. No mortar. People are scared. We'll see, like, tons and tons of mortar now that I've said that. You know, the winds of change, etc. are blowing for us. And that's good. Because, you know, stagnant play is stagnant play. We'll get back to it. We got a crown chest to do. We'll have some fun. We'll see what we can get out of this. Heck, I might even just make the day about trying to actually trophy up. You know, it's always good to have a goal. I haven't been specifically trying to, like, push trophies and play super strategically because, you know, sometimes I have a lot more fun not doing that. Oh, I did not get the tower. I suck. I would complain, except for it's going to murder all of that garbage out there for me, so it's really not that bad. We're going to throw Spear Goblins. They'll get, like, 200 damage on it, hopefully. We would have had an extra 200 damage if that poison had managed to hit. Let's see how bad that bites me in the butt near the end. I'm preempting the Tesla. I don't know what they honestly have, but if they have a Hog Rider, then I want to take care of it fast. Archers for both lanes. An interesting choice. I'm not going to say that I think it's good or bad. Just not really sure what you get out of that. There it is. Hopefully that went down in time. It totally didn't. They managed to block him, so this person knows what they're doing. I don't know. It's easy to say that, but literally, like, in order to make sure that the Hog Rider doesn't have to deal with the Tesla in the middle, because I put the Tesla in the right place. I probably even had it out deployed within a reasonable amount of time so that I didn't have to worry about that. But quite honestly, they just positioned better. Real combos work just as well as positional combos. And by real combos, I mean, like, you use cards that obviously go together. We'll throw a giant skeleton. He'll survive through most of that. Tower's going to take as little damage as we can possibly get for it. I'm not going to be able to counter this up. There it goes again. See, the Hog Riders on the far side. Like, seriously, good for them. Like, you don't usually see people be able to push the Hog Rider like that. It takes specific units. But that guy is practiced. He is on point. Girl, whatever. How about we throw some poison? How about we throw a Charging Dark Prince and hopefully get a Hog Rider out of this too? Because that would be awesome. Okay, so he's still got a shield. Not the best, not the worst. If we throw a Baby Dragon, we don't have to worry about the tower anymore. We do have to worry about, once again, this Hog Rider. He's really good, once again. Like, every single time he's doing this. It's really easy to give him full props for what he's doing. And because of that, he's going to take my left tower. Or at least I think he's going to take my left tower. We're going to throw out a whole bunch of junk over here. I was assuming that he was going to throw a Hog Rider. I don't have a defensive option for him other than freeze. So, big ol' GG to him. That 200 poison did not matter. Once again, that's totally position-based skill. That guy kicked my butt because he kept making it so that I threw the appropriate counter card, and I didn't throw it in the appropriate place because he knew how to basically push his unit a little bit to the left by creep blocking. Well, whatever the equivalent of creep blocking is. Good positioning. We're not going to call it creep blocking. That's something mildly different depending on your definitions and thought process. Anyway, so that's a loss. We're not doing great on that road to glory, but I'm good with it. I'm not honestly sure how quickly this deck can get into Legendary Arena. It's hard for me to honestly say that I could just start playing so well that that this would be no problem. I think I'm depending on card upgrades in all seriousness for actual forward motion. I know that seems lame, but quite honestly, I mean, I'm playing with what I like and how I like, and I don't have an obvious, I don't have an obvious strategy that I want to play that's going to quote-unquote get me there. There really is no Mortar strat that's going to pop me into Legendary. And quite honestly, I don't want a strat like that because it's going to preclude me from learning about the game. Seeing stuff like that, like last match's Hog Rider, that's totally the stuff I want to learn. Could I possibly do that with my Spear Goblins? I don't know, and honestly, now that I've said that, I'm totally going to watch that replay for as soon as I get done with this match. Because if I think about it, all I really need to know is the general gist of where his drops are. And if it works out, that's great. And if it doesn't work out, then, you know, that's just the thing I learned, is that Spear Goblins are not as good as regular Goblins with Cleavers for a couple of things. And I'm like, yeah, that's not surprising. No card's supposed to be significantly better than another for the same elixir cost. We're going to freeze him. There's just no question what we're doing there. We'll throw out a Tesla. After the fact, it's my Tesla. He's going to have to turn around. Control management is all that happened there. He could have taken probably 1,000 plus damage off of that tower with that good freeze combo. And I didn't have anything that I could honestly throw against him. That's a legitimate concern. Sometimes when I see Hog Riders, I go, crap, what do I have in my deck? And it's like, all you got is this. And I'm like, oh, that is not really very good, quite honestly. We're going to poison this to avoid taking damage. As soon as those die, we're going to throw a Spear Goblin in here. Hope to get chip, 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 and get done with that tower. We didn't have to throw the poison on the tower, which would have left us open. I do enjoy using, I do enjoy using that poison on people's tower, but I also don't like losing games, and sometimes it's not a good choice. And there's really no other way to say it than that. You need to be using your spells appropriately against whatever your opponent has. And I already knew straight out they have Minion Horde. It's been shown time and time again that I kind of suck against Minion Horde. And that's okay. It really is okay. Knowing that you have a problem makes it a lot easier to play better because of it. Poison again. We're playing defense. They really want that tower. Look how bad they want that tower. We got 10 seconds left. I mean, honestly, I almost feel like this guy was mirroring. He threw so many Hog Riders, but I think it's just how low cost his deck is. We're gonna throw Baby Dragon for a backup, and we're gonna win this one. We're gonna have some good times. we didn't win as much as we lost. I have noticed that when matchmaking starts getting funky with you, they start putting you up against basically lower level opponents because you're on a losing streak, which is funny because if you lose to those opponents, it means you go on basically on a free fall. Um, I don't know. That's my observation. The basically the rise and flow of your trophies is definitely partially dependent on matchmaking, and that makes it a little bit difficult for people. But knowing that everybody else is in the same boat, I mean, you're a ship on the ocean. So long as every ship is getting hammered the same way you're getting hammered, you can't really say it's unfair. You can say it's unpleasant. And that's totally okay. I have talked to very few people who are like, I win all the time. Nothing happens but wins and draws. Like that's not natural. You should win some and you should lose some, and their system is built to do that. If you manage to luck out and get nothing but just sympathetic opponents that are very good at losing to you because of your deck composition, kudos. No, seriously, big time kudos. There's nothing wrong with being lucky. There really isn't. Once you get up high enough to play, we'll see if this game is capable of knocking you back down. If it turns out it's not, then that's not really called luck anymore. That's called you being good. Or, being unfair with decks if you have like just a rock solid deck and nobody plays well against it. Which once again, that's skill, Anyway, I want to take a look at how that Hog Rider was doing his action. That last match, that guy didn't even have mirror. He was just throwing Hog constantly because all he had in his deck, all he was cycling with. Anyway, that guy's deck was a mystery to me. Clearly it didn't win, but anyway. So we watch this one. I want to see basically how he pushes his Hog Rider. I think it was 1 on the right and then 2 or 3 on the left that he did to it. And so I apologize for taking up everybody's time. I just want to see how this gets done. And then we should see it right here. He's got the cards for it. And I'm going really slow just because I figure if I see it the first time, I'll get a pretty good idea of it. And that way we can go normal. Nope, okay. Don't remember this nearly as well as I thought I did. I went way too fast on that. There is no reverse in watching playthroughs. It's kind of unfortunate. I should honestly just pause if I'm going to change speeds. Here, there'll be more instances of it. He did it a whole bunch of times in the left lane. All we really got to do is wait for him to have the right cards, and it should be a little bit easier to realize what he's doing. Okay, so Hog Rider goes down in the left lane, and then... Is that really all it takes? You just throw the Hog Rider down, and then on the left-hand side, and then you just smash goblins in the middle of it? I mean, because if that's the case, I'm totally cool with trying this. God, 1x speed seems so slow when I'm watching it. It's like there's no pressure from the enemy accelerating my my perception of time. Okay, so here it should be coming again. Hog Rider on the left. And yeah, there's just a little bit of a push that pushes him that way so he can't get to it. Okay, anyway, sorry for wasting everybody's time. That's important information for me because I've been using Hog Rider since the second I could get him. So, that's how it is. We've got Mayhem asking, can we join your clan? I will just double check. I'm almost 100% sure the answer is that we are full. Do. Yeah, no, I do not have any spots open right now. I honestly wish we had like a partner clan or a backup clan or something like that. I have not done that. Yeah, I don't know. That it would be at this point. I almost feel like it would be smart. We get so many people who ask if we can join. It's not fair to basically. I don't know. I don't know how to make this fair and reasonable for everybody. Because quite honestly, if I make a second clan, you're not going to be in the first clan. And then I don't know if that's good enough. That's cool. But literally, like that's the only thing I can do is basically make a second clan. At least in my head. But no, as far as if we found like a good partner site or something like that, we should honestly go with that. But we'll see what we can do with this. Okay, well, let's get to it. Okay, so we'll throw Baby Dragon. We'll clean this up real fast, and then I'm thinking, nah, it's already down. We've done as much as we need to basically nullify their elixir pump right there. So that's good for me. Let's literally give this a try right now. I'm gonna fail at it so miserably. It's gonna be so funny. They didn't push no matter any way you look at it. There was no push there. I'm gonna totally try this in training, because I mean, I want to see if this is possible. It could also be the configuration that the goblins come out. Maybe they come out in basically a 2-to-1 as opposed to 1-to-2, which is what the spear goblins come out, and that's where the push comes from. As I said, it's hard to say. Oh my God, there it is, there it is. So we've got Mortar in play. What are we going to do to stop this? Hard to say. Baby Dragon's probably going to lock onto it, but it's hard. Anyway, his AI says that units are more important. We took some damage. What we realistically are going to do is punish that pretty hard by just throwing a solo Hog Rider off the left-hand side, take their tower, and, just play on their side of the base. If they won't let us take it easy, we'll just take it with poison, basically. See what we can do about this. The only other thing I can also think is some units push and some units don't. I have no reference for how that works, literally. I would have to go through and figure it all out. This guy either just, by serendipity, like happenstance figured it out, or maybe like he sat there and planned it because he knew all of the angles, quote unquote. What we're doing right now is freezing as much of this garbage as possible, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know how much I dislike what we're dealing with right now. It's gonna turn into some blowback, and honestly, my poison is crappily placed. They're gonna get a whole bunch of easy tower hits, and my defense wasn't enough to stop them. Who would have thought? Mortar, it's Mortar. So Tesla's gonna go down. We're gonna go into overtime. I think we're just going to try to take their base. Just nobody's stopping that Hog Rider. That's amazing. Anyway. I can't wait to not have to deal with this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure at this point I've stopped caring about Mortar just because I know it's going to be eased. It's not like I haven't always had difficulty dealing with Mortar. It's that it's always just a pain in the butt, and I don't feel like spending legitimate time fighting what I don't think is an actual strategy. And so, yeah, that's a whole bunch of me making excuses. But literally, like, what did they do this entire time? They threw down a quick spawning Mortar, and then they threw as much garbage in front of it as they could. If you think that's an awesome strategy, congratulations. There's a patch coming right for you. We lost 19 there. Does this hurt my feelings? Yeah, it does. It still hurts my feelings. Don't take my trophies away because you play like, somebody who's on the internet and looking for cheap strategies to get the Legendary Arena. There isn't even motivation for you to be there previous to this patch. That's the best part. It was just because you felt like being fancy. And you know, as I said, I'm really hoping that what we see is a whole bunch of players from Legendary Arena fall out super hard because they don't know how to play anything except for Mortars. I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure they've gotten actual experience against good players in Legendary Arena, but it'll be interesting to see the fallout that happens post-patch. I'm not trying to wish, like, you know, like, ruin upon anybody. It's just that I play this game straightforward in the way I like, and I can, I guess, acknowledge that if that's what you like is Mortar. But if you're doing it just for trophies, if you're doing it just to say, oh my god, look, I can win all the time, then I'm glad they're taking it away from you. I'm playing to have fun. I guess that's not the same as playing to win, but at the same time, if you can't have fun winning, then is the game really a good game? And the answer is it's not. The end. Like, you can make a game that's both competitive and fun, and Supercell's trying really hard to make that, like, a reality with this game, and the balances they've been doing are good. So, we'll see. Anyway. And we got Boy Clasher 101 says they want a shout-out. They can have shout-outs. Shout-outs are fine. I like shout-outs. They're fun. And then Fallen Archer goes, do you think a deck that uses Rocket, Lightning Zap, Fireball, Poison Mortar, and Expo are cheap wins? I mean, I guess those might be cheap wins. I think they might be a little bit hard. I think that might be a little bit hard to pull off. Maybe it's not. But the problem with spells is that they are not units, and they usually won't have the clear that you need to fight something like a Golem. So if you can manage to fight off a Golem with that, sure, go for it. I just don't think you would be able to, and I'm not trying to be, like, pessimistic. It's just all you have to do is drop whatever your heaviest unit is in your back and let them march and throw enough garbage at it that I don't think spells would stop all of that. But I could be totally wrong. Got Dr. Gaming say, hey, what's going on, Dr. Gaming? Boop, boop, boo. We'll get some more time in. Hopefully less ranting. As I said, we're going to see Mortars. That's what it's going to be. People are trying to get in their last-second trophies. And, yeah, I totally get it. It's just, you know, it's just annoying to have to play against somebody else's strategy who you literally have to play against or lose immediately. That's honestly what I hate about it so much. I'm throwing a preemptive Tesla, just because I'm being distracted and I don't want to have nothing on the field. I definitely will tell you that by playing distracted, you will play worse. They haven't thrown anything yet. They've basically given me free elixir. That's cool. I'll take it. We've got a freeze spell. We're going to use that freeze spell. Freeze spell could have been a little bit to the left, so it didn't have to deal with that, so it could have dealt with that wizard. We're still getting damage. I'll easily take that. Tesla's going to do... Oh, man. Okay, so poison immediately. I'm not going to have enough to stop that balloon. That's just not enough damage. Good for them. Balloon is an evil strategy, but balloons don't fight back unlike mortars. They don't have any defensive value. So, you know, if you ask me what's more fair between a balloon and a mortar, of course a balloon's more fair. Don't get me wrong. They totally let me basically... They let me charge up all of my elixir like that. Because they knew they had a strat that was worth it. I've got to throw things that are hard and heavy from the line, otherwise they can spawn things on top of me. In this case, it's not good. I mean, it's not surprising that they have a good hard counter. Pika will hard counter almost all the things. I mean, they are really good. So Balloon's going to come on the left-hand side unless they're going for the gut. It's hard to say what they're going to do. Hog Rider is going to be sacrificed. This entire tower is just going to get wrecked up. They basically have pushed me on my backside. The Pika took way too much of my resources. I got nothing out of it. And my play to counter the Pika was basically too drastic and quick. I've lost both of my towers, as is. That shouldn't be surprising. I played poorly there. And then the only thing I'm thinking we're going to manage to do is basically toss as much of this as possible. It didn't get... Baby Dragon! Get on that balloon! Sorry. I have less experience playing with Baby Dragon than I do lots of things. So I don't know how its AI is going to react, so I don't know the proper positioning for it. It is easy to get frustrated when stressed, and let's face it, this guy's kicking my ass. Like, this is what I was talking about the other day when I said, yeah, we're not going to have Mortar players anymore. But I've been literally knocked around super hard by people who play way better than Mortar. So, you know, this is the sort of strategies we're going to have to actually start playing against. Good luck. But yeah, so instead of boring Mortar play, you're going to have people who legitimately will just kick your teeth in. If that's worrisome to you, then I don't know what to say. That sounds great to me. I got crushed there. Why did I get crushed? Poor elixir management. I played like garbage. They blatantly sat there, bided their time, and crushed my feelings directly on the floor. And, you know, I didn't feel like backing off. So what did they do? They crushed me. Anyway, that's what I was talking about with, hey, I would like to play against actual opponents that teach me how to play a game. I don't learn anything against fighting defensive units. Literally. You don't learn anything. They just go down there and you go, okay, well, when can I attack? That's basically the complete opposite of the rest of the game, where when the opponent decides to play their card, may ultimately just completely shift your paradigm for when you should be placing. I can easily say that my deck is getting lazy as far as like when I should place things. I run into the same ruts, I play in the same patterns, and somebody like that who's actually playing the game, no shock, crushed me. That shouldn't. Anyway, that's what I'm saying when I say I don't want to fight against opponents that don't teach me anything about the game. If I played against nothing but that for a while, even with my current deck, I would fare better. But the amount of like balloon combos that I've had to fight against in the last month have been so few and far between because you have to be good with balloon in order to get it to pull off. I don't have a tremendous amount of anti-air to deal with balloon, so who would have thought? It's something that I have to worry about when I see it. Let's see here. And then Dr. Gaming asks, which is better, Expo or Dragon? I mean, I personally think Dragon's way better than Expo. Expo, like, the question is, what are you using Expo for? If it's for pushing towers, then, like, it got nerfed, and it's not all that great. If you're talking about using it as a defensive unit, I would honestly use any of the other defensive units for the elixir efficiency. The setup time on an Expo, it's pretty long, honestly. And even though it does a continuous stream of damage, like, you are way better off with an Inferno Tower against big units. So, like, Expo just kind of stinks right now. I'll be more than happy to retract my statement if somebody can show me how it's different, but for right now, that's my experience. We got people who are showing up. What's going on? What is it? Is that really your name? Bawsaq. In my opinion, you pronounce that by calling it Bossack. And that's an amazing name, and you get full credit for doing that. But, you know, anyway. I got shoutouts for Alligator and Marcos. How are you guys doing? I haven't seen you around, but hey, let's get to it. And then, what level am I? I'm level 8. I'm in Arena 7. Or if you're talking to the other people in the comments, that would probably be it. But yeah, as far as motivation for getting the dragon, if you play the dragon on your side of the field and they can't attack it, the dragon basically takes no damage, sits there and AoE cleaves for you, and then eventually will float his happy little butt onto their side of the map, which basically gives you the ability to have a bigger push than you might normally be able to have. And that can mean a big difference sometimes. It just depends. I kind of really wanted to throw poison there, but I'm going to avoid it. Honestly, I should have, just because it would have been on their side of the field at least. Valkyrie by herself, I am not too concerned about, level 5. How much damage is she going to take off? Apparently, like, almost 900 damage. So, note to self, put something in front of that Valkyrie. As I said, I didn't know how much it's going to do, so got to find it out. Oh, Valkyrie. Okay, so knowing full well that she's going to do that every time, we basically aren't going to be playing the Goblin Spearmen without seeing the Valkyrie go down at least a little bit. They did equal damage to me. That's not surprising. I didn't contest them on the right side at all. But the reason why I just threw all of that right there is because I'm going to throw down a dragon, and then I'm going to throw down poison. So, using a whole bunch of smaller units definitely has its advantages. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that. Like, this is one of the things that I intentionally play against with, like, the Dark Prince and the Dragon. Right there I saw Valkyrie go down, so I can throw basically my Spear Goblins. They don't get much, but that's okay. Let's see what we can do about this. Yeah, no, we can definitely do this. Okay, so Giant Skeleton goes down for one reason alone. It goes down because it's going to blow up. It's going to get all of that action. We should throw a Hog Rider immediately to punish. And we should honestly freeze. They're probably going to get that right tower. Just kind of deal with it. If we can get a tower out of it, it's worth it. It really is. So we didn't get everything we wanted. We've got to basically regroup. We'll stop that right there. They're going to start pushing some stuff on my right-hand side. It would be foolish to think that they would not. Oh my god. Okay, so I got 14 seconds left. What I really need to do is get poison down. It needs to have time to take that tower. They're going to equal this out. We're going to have to go into overtime. And that's okay, because overtime's the thing I'm okay with. Okay, Valkyrie's coming down again. We'll throw Tesla. Tesla hasn't been particularly great against them because they throw such a massive units. And then, so... God. Baby Dragon goes there for tanking. Giant Skeleton's going to get big rewards on this. Okay, so the best we got is that right there, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's not very good. Poison's going to do enough to basically stave this off. We don't have a win solution now, which is unfortunate now that the towers are down. We only have basically a draw solution. They clearly are capable of throwing more garbage more quickly than us. The elixir pump is a portion of the reason, but it's because I'm not willing to use my poison to basically take away their returns on that. Without my ability to do that, we have to basically wait for a much longer interval before I can push back, which is right now. But once again, I mean, that's just part of the strategy. They knew for a fact if they put down their elixir pump at the appropriate time, near basically overtime, they were going to get to use it unopposed, and there was nothing I could do about it because with them getting just a little bit more elixir all the time, especially with those little units, all you have to do is throw another 1 or 2 units behind like an 8 elixir push, and all of a sudden those little units that are in there going stab, 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 or throw, 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 they rack up to like hundreds of damage, if not more than that. Oh, awesome. So Marcos is Pella. Ding, ding, ding. We are totally going to highlight you right now. Oh man, Piloto 10? You've been in my clan forever. Welcome, thank you. I appreciate it. You've always been good about throwing cards. Who would have thought you're still in my clan? Anyway, so that's awesome. I don't have everybody from the clan show up on the stream. That's not where all of the people in my clan came from. I honestly can't tell you where everybody came from. But it's always fun to have people who actually show up for the stream and stuff like that. Meet and greets are fun. I don't know. That's how I am. This game is way more of an interesting social interaction some days than almost any other game that I've played recently. Most games you're just like, oh, I don't want to talk to people. I just want to play games. But in this one, I kind of like talking and playing games. It's much more close to like an actual game of skill, like, and I'm not going to say it's like poker. I'm saying the environment where you can talk about skill and strategy is similar to that level of a game. Obviously, poker's a much older game. I can easily tell you that I think poker is a much harder game, and there's a lot more that goes into it than this game. But that's, I don't know, that's kind of the thing that I do appreciate about this game, is that instead of it just being like straight video game format, it's a little bit more relaxed and sit down and you can sit there and strategize and talk about it. And it doesn't hurt to like share your secrets with other people because, I mean, your secrets aren't secrets. Anybody who's got the game and plays it long enough will figure them out. It's just whether or not you put together a deck that plays well against other people's secrets. Like that hog rider with those with basically the cleavers. I didn't know that was going to be a thing, so that's great. And then we've got question is, did you ever buy gems? I totally did. When the game came out, I decided that I was going to buy. I played like for the first 3 arenas without buying anything, and I went, no, screw it. I'm totally. I love this game. I'm going to play it. We'll see how good it gets. And I basically bought super magical chests for arena 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it was totally awesome. I got a bunch of cards. That's part of the reason why I love my clan so much is that I have an excess of cards. Like, I've got so many things I could upgrade. And I mean, it's not that you don't get lots of cards from doing dailies and stuff like that, like free chests and crown chests. But the whole point is, I got stuff that I don't necessarily want, and I will totally give it to you for XP and gold. Like, I totally will. I don't know. I think it's a great system. I'm a big fan of their clan system. If they expand the clan system to be even more important, that would be amazing. I don't want them to edge out I guess the fun environment of a clan. Because quite honestly, I just like having people that will like play around and just be like, hey, this, that, the other, let's do some friendly matches and they'll talk. That's invaluable to me in this game. So that's, as I said, that's what I like about this game. Awesome. Top Clash Royale is like, hey, let me just throw this stuff at you. And I'm like, awesome. You should teach people how to cheat or get their stuff. Yeah, no, that's gone. I'm sorry. I don't approve of cheating. That's just me. It's great that you can hack a game. Congratulations. I just said I wanted to play a game of skill with cards against you, and if you came in going, "Oh my god, here's how you get all the things," I'm like, "Cool. You took away people's ability to learn about the game through patience." On top of that, they're trying to get your account banned. They're trying to get basically your information because there's totally not something in their cheat that is not going to fish your information and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't have any moderators on here. Marcos, you're totally getting moderated. If you see anybody who wants to tell people how to do bad things, I have no problem with you blocking them. Yeah, just anyway, that's just me. I don't want anybody to go out there and go, oh my god, I want free gems. That'll make me a better player, and then literally somebody identity thefts you. That would be basically the complete opposite of the point of video games for me. Instead of having a relaxing fun time that you can, sit there and think about how to have more fun and, like really, stretch your brain a little bit, you then get to turn around and worry about your finances and your real life. And then you have less playtime and you have less fun time. So screw that, etc. Get out of here. Anyway. Yeah, no, and Mayhem's made a good point. He says he's got 42 cards out of 48 without buying chests, and they're in Arena 6. That is, honestly, like, that's a pretty good record. Think about it. Like, that's only one arena below me. I've been in this arena for maybe the last 3 weeks, maybe a month at most. Even if they're at the bottom of that arena, that means all I did by being impatient was basically gave the game, like, close to $100 to speed up a month. And quite honestly, and think about this, that means that Mayhem probably hasn't had to deal with Mortar nearly as much as I've had to deal with Mortar. So, by not rushing ahead and getting to legendary arenas, his reward is basically not having to deal with upper tier douchebaggery. Maybe that's not the right words, but you know what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, I will not tell you to buy gems or not to buy gems. If you feel like it's something that you want to do because you're hitting a rut, I totally get it. If you want to do it because you know that you're going to try to stream this game and you want to try to push a little bit further ahead, and this is like a good way to do it, go for it. That was honestly my motivation. I had no idea why I was even buying the super magical chest, like what cards I wanted. I was just like, I should get cards. That way I can try stuff out. And sure enough, you get enough cards and you can figure out what you like. Oh my god. He's so angry. So angry this guy is. Unfortunately, he's lower level than me, so I have to focus on eradicating his fighting spirit and destroying him body and soul. since I don't have anything that's going to basically be nearly as slow as that giant, we got a Hog Rider with a freeze. Let's see what they got. This is going to get dicey because that giant is also going to be coming in at us. The Tesla's enough to stop that. If I had enough resources, I would have thrown the poison on top of them. Oh my god, this is going to get super nasty. So Barbarians are going to take the left side. There's so very little I can do about it. And, you know, was it worth it for the tower damage that I got from... Nah, absolutely not. This is garbage. We need to basically push off. They got more than double what I got from my return. That's the point of playing basically units back, is that you get to you get more time to basically wind up. I wasted 4 elixir on the freeze. That's an easy thing to say that happened. They are massively ahead. I need to basically get at least something down. Because otherwise, I'm not going anywhere. And then, because they have so much basically on me, we don't have really a choice at this point. We're going to save up and we're going to push directly into their base. Is this guaranteed to work? Not at all. This is not guaranteed to work even remotely. So, we're just going to do what we can do. Okay, so that's enough to get them off of me. Honestly, I wasted enough elixir there that they can turn around and continue to push. I don't know if I can throw a strong enough defense against them right now. It's unfortunate, but I don't know if I can take down their other tower either in this amount of time. Doo-doo-doo. Didn't freeze fast enough. I'm basically not getting maximum value out of my cards at this point. That is basically the easiest way to lose ever. Still doing it. Basically, my positioning's off. Instead of playing well, I'm playing like garbage, and when they're already ahead, you know, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose 40 trophies for it. 41 trophies. Just crushed. Anyway. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, man. So we got friendly battles going on. I will absolutely take a break because that was crushing. That's literally what I was talking about. People are going to stop playing Mortars. What are they going to start playing? Other things than Mortars. And, you know, some of those cards out there are gross. 3 Musketeers is gross. Okay, so we got this. We can throw down a Tesla now that you're actually coming towards me. Slow-moving ranged characters, they're great for basically saving up, if you will. And that can lead to much bigger pushes. They're much harder to push off of your tower. And that's why they become problematic. I don't know. Everything's got basically a speed in this game, and that's a good thing. Good Valkyrie placement by them. My baby dragon's just getting pelted in the back. Valkyrie's doing a good job of fighting up front. I'll get at least charge damage, I guess, on their giant, but that's not very impressive, honestly. They're definitely ahead of me in elixir. They're continuing their push. The only thing I really have right now is that I can put down a Tesla, and we're going to basically distract all of their back line. No, I wanted to. I didn't get there fast enough. Musketeer's going to shred me. I did not get to their Musketeer fast enough. Basically, I lose that tower. Baby Dragon's going to go in there. He'll help basically clear it out so the giant skeleton can progress on the witch. The witch is locked the second she starts attacking anything, by the way. And so, by once again being locked, she can't stop attacking that giant skeleton, even though there might be a better target. But yeah, True's showing out how good giants are. If you don't know this, giants are really, really good. They make excellent tanks. They don't cost a lot of elixir. If you like them, that's probably because you're smart. Only easy way to say it. We're setting up for a bulldozer. Hopefully they know that. Maybe they don't. He's once again going to tank for me, the giant skeleton. We're going to poison all of this, because they're doing such a good job of kicking my butt. Because they are. Okay, so, and this is the only negative side of a giant. He's not going to defend. Oh, that went down way too slow. So this is the problem with my deck, by the way, and by that I mean fighting against it. When I get multiple Dark Princes and multiple Baby Dragons down on you, like, good luck. And I really do mean that. I don't like personally fighting against this. All I gotta do at this point is throw units and quote-unquote see what they got. And so here's the other fun part, right? So Musketeers do lots of damage. They're not necessarily very tanky. When you play them on my side of the field, I can decide that I want to engage on them, right? And once again, no dead baby dragon. He's just going to keep going. Oh man, that was fun. Anyway, so... Oh, big thumbs up. Yeah, so just in case you guys didn't catch that, I only managed to pull that into overtime by mere seconds, and it's only after 2 minutes plus of overtime that I actually had the ability to crawl back up. Playing really well helps and all, but sometimes it's literally about whose deck has better efficiency and has better rise and fall of how quickly it can put out damage. I was playing on 2 devices. That is awesome. But yeah. Anyway, I honestly wish they would let us expand our clans. I would love to get, even if it was just only another 50 people in this clan, that would be wonderful. It would be nice to be able to do friendly battles with other people. Because literally, if you show up and you go, I want to battle you on live, I will do it, but I can't literally do it unless you're in my clan. And I don't know. That's one of the very few irksome things about this game. I don't know. Any way to make it so that I can do that, even if it's like clan v clan time, where like, you know, I have X amount of time where I can challenge your clan and people can challenge back and forth. Like, that would be amazing for me. I'm waiting for them to make this game even better than it already is, and that's an amazingly tall order because it's already really good. I know for a fact that does make this harder. You know, it's already good. What do we do to make it even better? So I was too slow on my hog ride. I can afford to poison this, I think. I definitely can afford it now. The bomb's going to blow up and kill everything, but the whole point is at least I'm getting some damage on their tower. Bomb efficiency was not good there. That's one of the biggest problems with my deck, is that sometimes I don't prioritize how well I'm going to use my bomb from a giant skeleton, because the giant skeleton's bomb can literally be worth more elixir than basically the card itself by being played. So, I don't know. At least in my opinion, that makes it a really attractive unit. We're going to freeze all of this. All this is getting freezed. That's way too much junk. See how, I mean, look how big that is, right? And I've got my 2 cleavers. They just took out all of that wave. And honestly, if I don't have the right preparation, I can't do that. And I do mean that. Literally, I've got giant weaknesses in my deck. I know that they're there. And if I have the correct preparation, my deck performs admirably. But if I don't, no good. So we're taking an offensive approach to this. He's going to die in 2 hits. Honestly, that's pretty much as good as what the Tesla would have done. Actually, now that I've mentioned that... No. I need multiple ways to counter a Hog Rider. I was like, I'll just take the Tesla out. I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I'll... I don't know. I've been contemplating switching that out for some time now. This is not a great matchup because they basically are getting to get to my bomb. What we really want is to get up to their side, get some nastiness on. Hog Rider might ignore that altogether. No, of course not. Of course not. But, hey, that's okay. We'll get some good bomb in there. Get some damage. I think at this point, honestly, all we're doing is chipping each other down with spells. I want to keep my goblins pretty far back. Unfortunately, it got them knocked around by Fireball. Oh, go my little Goblin Spear Thrower. You are amazing. As is Pika's, honestly. So, we've been basically in the same inner loop for a while now. We'll see if this breaks it. I'm going to throw intentional extra Hog Rider. Maybe. No, big no. Giant Skeleton needs to go down. I need to be patient on top of that. Oh my god. Get there in time, Tesla. Jesus Christ. Scare the hell out of me. So, Bomb's going to take care of that. They're going to take care of me with that Fireball the next time it comes out. So, you know, let's deal with it. Throw as much garbage as we've got. All they have to do is cycle probably one more card and they've got the spell for me. This is going to be pretty gutsy. Whew! Well played. Yeah, that guy definitely had me by at least 15 seconds. That's good for him. That means his deck is basically pretty well planned out. And I keep saying planned out in like time phase and stuff like that, but literally, like, my deck either can win within the first 15 to 20 seconds when they play an Elixir Pump, or I wait to basically play good defense and mount a counteroffensive, and usually that counteroffensive takes about a minute and a half to realize itself, and so because of double Elixir time, realistically I get maybe 2 or 3 full pushes out of the entirety of my deck. I've got Hog Rider, I've got Freeze, I've got Poison. It just really depends on what I can actually push out. But if I think about all of the games I played, that's legitimately what happens. I get 3 to 4 pushes unless we're just playing a funky game. Most people play the same way. They play defense and then counter push, and then they're basically the people they're playing against defend against them and then counter push them. And so that's what I'm saying. And sometimes it takes me a while to get people off of my side of the map. That's not necessarily always a bad thing, because that just means your towers are not just basically doing as much damage as they can, which is a good thing. And it's honestly why most of my lineup is so tanky, is that I can afford to be on defense so long as they don't die super fast. Boop. And boop. Wow, I got really nothing out of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the prince died, that's good. Like, I'm not against that. This fireball is going to take out everything. I'm not going to throw any more cards. I don't need to. I need to start playing better defense with my bombs. I've been playing garbage defense with my my giants. I used to play a lot better with them, and quite honestly, I've gotten crazy with poison and with what I can do with basically an overflow of characters like Dark Prince and Baby Dragon because of their possible defensive utility, and I've gotten really sloppy with my bomb, and I can easily admit that. Okay, so Tesla and Dark Prince. And then, what can I do here? And then that's good enough of an outcome that I'll take it. I won't have enough to get a freeze on this if I needed it, which I did. But that's okay, because that means we're not going to waste it against basically minion horde that'll turn around and kill me. Baby Dragon against level 8, not a very good scenario. He's barely going to limp out of there. Boom! But, I mean, all things considered, we're doing pretty well. Okay, so what I'm about to do is silliness on the left-hand side. I just don't want that knight hitting my stuff. We're going to hog ride. He still gets the charge, it stinks, but that's still way better than getting 2 charges. I mean, honestly. Baby Dragon go over there. And we're going to freeze. And Spear Goblin. And we're starting to slip, so we need to really tighten this up. The left-hand side I am not worried about. And then all we're really trying to do is basically get a hog ride in here. Be a little bit nasty about it. We got 4 seconds. Nope. This is about to turn around real bad. We're going to freeze all of this. Tesla's going to take care of all of it. We will wait. And so, unfortunately, we're ahead of them. They can't fireball enough times for me not to poison. But once again, like, I actually had to work for that. We're fighting. We're actually having a good time. This is what I want this game to be. So for me, all of the changes that are coming for us, I mean, they're my slice of pie. It's what I want. I want to actually play against people. And as I said, like, I've got this is my deck. I really like this deck, and I like this deck because it basically gave me a comfort zone for a really long time when I was dealing with a whole bunch of adverse things. When I fought nothing but basically spawners and mortar in a day, this deck basically carried me through it. I have to play patiently with this deck against mortars to win, and at this point I have no patience for them, so I lose to them. And I don't care any longer, because even though I'll lose trophies, I don't care. So long as I don't have to deal with it again after like 5-3, it's really not worth the mental exercise for me to go, okay, let's play completely counter their strategy, because if I don't, I will lose. No, don't play that card. You need to save that card. No, don't play that card. You have to save that card too. Cool. This is going to be a long, slow game. I am so impressed right now. And so, don't give me that game. That's not the game I'm going to play. I will not play that game. Anyway, but my point is that with what's coming up, my deck will totally change. Something will change. I will not make predictions on it. I don't care. I usually play my deck through trial and error. I can totally theory craft all day for you guys. I might be right, I might be wrong. Unit interactions matter, which is why mortars don't matter to me, because they don't interact. They're garbage. They don't make this game fun at all. They don't basically make it so that you take a look and go, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to play this, and it's going to be good, and my positioning is good, and my timing is good, and then Mortar comes out and goes, none of that matters. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's great. This game just got very one-dimensional. Garbage. Anyway. Oh, that's so terrible. So, Fallen Archer goes, they've been waiting in shop for about 2 weeks for freeze. I'm going to tell you straight out. Sometimes you will not get the cards you want in the shop for weeks at a time. Dark Prince took 3 weeks for him to show up since I touched Royal Arena. And mind you, I had bought a super magical chest, so I already had a bunch of them, but I only needed like 2 more to finish out to hit level 4, which is what he's currently. It was weeks. It was weeks of waiting. And that's just how it is. And especially the higher you go up in arenas, the more cards there are for them to cycle through. Terrible. Caden is an absolutely terrible person. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Nah, he's just spitting the truth. That's just what it is. I have a solution. Wait longer, he says. You know, and that's true. I assume they were meaning that in jest. That's the way I do those sorts of comments too. It's just to point out, hey, this is going to be the reality. It is what it is. The sooner you get used to it, the sooner you're going to realize that you can do other things with your capacity other than worrying about when you got something coming your way. So I totally get those kind of remarks. What is that mortar? No, seriously, what is that mortar? I don't even know what that is. I mean, I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to poison it. But no, seriously, what is that mortar? I'm gonna actually calm down and play this game. Like, was that the, hey, by the way, I have mortars. And spawners. Okay. So, we're going to have to be strict with our poison use. Poison literally kills all the things I hate in life, which isn't surprising because it's very indiscriminate. So, as I said, what we're going to have to do is really worry about whether or not we have the right cards up at the right time. They're using an elixir pump. Of course they're using an elixir pump. We're going to throw basically stuff in front. As soon as we think that we've got a solid push going, that's when they're going to throw a mortar on the left tower. And we're going to go, oh, I lost. And they're going to go, ha ha ha, look how amazing my strategy is. I split pushed with the least fair unit in the game. And I'll go, oh man, you're so cool. What a cool guy you are. Okay, so Baby Dragon goes out. We're hoping to at least clean up some of this junk. Nah. So bomb goes out. We're going to have to slow down our elixir usage. That bomb was nice because it took out the wizard, so the Baby Dragon actually got a hit on the tower. I know that seems like it's really micro stuff, but if your unit gets a hit on a tower, it is a big deal. Especially after it fought that much, in my opinion at least. There it is. All the thing. Hog Rider hate structure. Go! Now who'd have thought Barbarians make an amazing way to kill Hog Rider super fast? I've never seen somebody play Barbarians in front of a mortar before. You are a genius! Tesla's gonna go down. I mean, that's honestly where their garbage is gonna come from. Playing against both a spawner and a mortar is very unpleasant because, once again, the same things I use to kill one are the same things I use to kill everything. So I don't honestly have a way to push. Like, no, seriously. Like, think about it. You're like, oh, but they're playing such an interesting strategy. They're not, but if that was your argument, I don't have a way to push against the amount of garbage they throw on their side of the screen. That's literally not a thing I can do. The only action that will go on in this entire game is me poisoning their tower. And the only reason, by the way, they're getting ahead right now is because they keep throwing those elixir pumps. Their efficiency just continues to go up. Mine continues to slow down. The only thing that's going to happen out of this entire game is a stall out. And, you know, that's, like, I basically have to fight to a stall out against this. That's so obnoxious. Oh my god, can you beat my sweet defensive mortar? God, what a cool guy. But yeah. I don't think that that I hate Mortar because it counters basically my playstyle. I think I hate it because it counters everybody's playstyle. I don't think anybody has this amazing deck that specifically built not to counter Mortar that just does it automatically. I've totally seen people who throw basically the 3-cost cannon to basically sit there and soak it, but the 3-cost cannon doesn't attack air. And I literally use Tesla because I use it to distract balloons. I don't know. Everybody's got their own different way of playing. I totally get that. But, you know, Mortar doesn't have enough weaknesses, and that's what they're doing, is they're putting big, nasty weaknesses on it. It's going to take some time to actually deploy it. We'll have plenty of time to kill it. It's not going to hit as hard. Who would have thought? You know, something that can poke from across the room suddenly shouldn't hit hard. That's crazy talk. No, it's not. It's common sense. You're still going to use a mortar as a defensive unit. That block right there prevents legitimate pushes from going anywhere before they kill the mortar to begin with. And then the mortar, for all of its, you know, amazingness, basically gets to poke, and not against the things that are killing it, continues to fight a tower. If I had units that did nothing but fought towers all the time, and, you know, they had as much defensive capabilities as a mortar, then that's all we would play, because literally that's all you would do to win a game. Anyway, yeah, you could totally distract with this unit and that unit, and the Tesla's no good for going against a mortar, because it's got to be deployed and up to fight against it. You're just doing it wrong, Aero. Probably, but why should I have to completely change my strategy because somebody's got basically one move and it does offense and defense against not just my deck, but most people's deck? It's not a shocker why it's going elsewhere. And then so we've got a solid early push. It's going to die around 800 damage. No, apparently it's going to take almost the entire tower. That's amazing. Dark Prince can deal with most of that. Once again, Dark Prince's job is basically not to let people kill my towers, and to deal with minions, because they cost no elixir and they get too much value. So he's basically a vacuum for those. There we go. So at least we got the left tower going. If we weren't, this Hog Rider would do significant damage. He's going to get 2-3 hits, and I'm honestly going to let him, because I'd rather have the elixir to be able to push back onto their towers. They just give me the tower. I mean, that's... Anyway. So, unfortunately, my giant skeleton's toe is over the line. It's going to get attacked. This one is going to get frozen as quickly as I can get freeze up. Wow, they got some serious damage with that. Honestly, what they do right there with their Hog Rider, I should honestly be doing. I only have Spear Goblins instead of the regular Goblins. They don't do as much damage in the capacity that Hog Rider is doing, so it's just an unfortunate choice on my part. But once again, I've only got so many units I can use, so, you know, you use what you got. And right now, we're just basically trying to cleave out everything in front of them. I don't think they've got enough elixir to truthfully push this off. Apparently, a freeze with a Valkyrie is their solution to all of my stuff, but Baby Dragon's still alive. Like, that's what matters, honestly. Poison's going to go down and get max utility for this. I'm going to get their second tower. I mean, this was just a fast match, and that's good. Oh, look, I counter freeze. It's a mystery. Anyway, we'll do good luck. A legitimate game, who would have thought? I can win in those. Anyway. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Marcos is absolutely on point. He's been waiting for about a month for freeze. I don't think I've seen freeze more than once in the shop. Um, Pretty obvious that I use freeze. I've been using it forever. I can't. I honestly can't remember ever seeing it in the shop. I will very intentionally put at least 2,000 because I mean that's how much epics cost. I will almost always put 2,000 on something that's in my deck. Will I like go overboard and try to buy the next tier? No, no, that gets really expensive. That's supposed to become linear instead of exponential in the amount of money you have to pay for your cards, which will be great because you go from 2,000 to 3,600, and I'm sorry, that is a huge jump as far as how much you're willing to pay for stuff. And I'm like, do I really want to pay for that? I'm like, nah, I don't really want to pay for that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been able to buy freeze out of the shop. All of my freeze literally came from chests or super magical chests when I hit Arena 5. I'm not telling people to buy super magical chests, by the way. I'm totally not. The likelihood that you get epics from your arena seems to be relatively high. That seems to be what happened every time. But I can't promise you that at all. Like, there's no way I can be like, well, if you're looking for, you know, Dark Prince, you should definitely buy Royal Arena's super magical chest. You could get any epic, any of these epics. Like, part of me really wishes I had bought a super magical chest in training camp because then at least I was guaranteed that I would get Prince, I would get Baby Dragon, I would get Epic Skeletons, or I would get Witch. And playing through those earlier, oh my god, I didn't have a Prince until like Arena, what was it, Barbarian Bowl? I didn't have a Prince until at least Barbarian Bowl, and I realized after the fact that I didn't need Prince to win because by the time I got to Barbarian Bowl, you know, I was good. No, maybe it was Pika's Playground. It's somewhere around there. Basically, by the time I got Hog Rider, I realized I would rather use Hog Rider instead of Prince. And you know, everybody used to make me so jealous because they had Prince. Same thing with Baby Dragon. Baby Dragons became less popular over time, and I honestly didn't get even one. I don't think until Arena 5, 6. I don't think it was 7. I think it was Arena 6, legitimately. I did not have a Baby Dragon until that point, and I think I bought it out of the shop. Like, it didn't drop from chests. It took forever to get one. Anyway, but yeah, I apologize that you know, I get ranty. I just figure I share experience with you guys. You guys are like, oh my god, the shop this. Patience is your only. There's two ways you play this game. You play it by patience, or you play it by throwing money at gems. That's what Supercell wants from you. They either want patient players or players that aren't patient for basically them to make a whole bunch of money. And you know, that's how they make their money. You shouldn't begrudge them for that because, quite honestly, that's how they make this game. Is they go, we can get enough people to be impatient because they really want to play with these cards. I do really want to play with these cards. I love playing with these cards. I don't have either legendary. I can't tell you whether or not it would change my playstyle at all to have them, but from what everybody I've talked to says is they say basically for their cost, legendaries are just straight some of the best units in the game, and being a 3 cost for both of them, I think, basically makes them undervalue for my 4.0 like across the board. They would fit really easy into my deck. Like a princess instead of a baby dragon might be an amazing change. Same thing with basically the wizard too. Like the ice wizard, it's a tanker that can kill air units. Like, shocker. I'd probably play with him immediately. But just because you don't have those cards doesn't mean you can't play. You just have to think about what you're doing. And I acknowledge that makes it punitive. What about for the lucky people? What about for the unlucky people? With them making it so that you can buy legendary cards in Legendary Arena, that eases it a little bit. But I'm not pretending like any of these chests I get today are going to have like anything I need in them. So, you know, it is what it is. And I'd prefer to be patient now that I've spent some money on it. It's not that I don't think spending money on this game isn't worth it. I totally think it was worth it, and it is worth it if you've got something that you really want that's in the store or something like that, or you really want to buy chests. But at this point, I don't think I'm buying any more chests. They did a really good job of getting me where I am, but buying things from the store that I want is much more likely to be my approach, for those of you that are curious about basically where I stand on that. Anyway, so we'll get back to this. Andrew G says, my YouTube is Andrew G. Subscribe. What a cool guy. I don't know. I don't know why people do that. Like, they didn't even tell us they play Clash Royale. Like, at least be a better troll or a better, like, person for that. Anyway. And then Pelos or Marco says, love your hate on mortars because I have it too. I mean, I'm pretty sure mortars are generally despised. I could be totally wrong. I don't imagine you watch my stream if you like mortars, because I can't not badmouth them in even a single play. Like, I'm just like, they ruin my play experience. Because they do. I have such a good time when they're not going that as soon as they show up, I'm like, I hate it. Oh, man. And then Caden goes, they brought their prince and then they got HOG almost right after. That's the worst thing ever. You're just like, fine, I will break down and I will get this. And they're like, oh, the thing you also wanted is right there. And you're like, ah! Anyway. When it rains, it pours. In such a manner to make sure that it floods you. Bunch of meanies. So they threw their Valkyrie out early for me. Spear Goblins are going to go on the right-hand side. Dark Prince is going to go. Valkyrie's actually going to be on my side of the track because I didn't throw my Dark Prince until we got to that point. Baby Dragon's going to try to salvage some of this. The only thing he's going to do is basically give Dark Prince time to throw that cannon on the floor. As soon as that goes down, we don't know what other objects they've got, but I'm more than willing to whisk a Hog Rider. That can end disastrously. It can also end in me getting massive gains off of it. Oh my god, freeze in time, please. Thank you. And yeah, was that the best use of freeze ever? Heck no. You don't always get maximum efficiency for your cards. Sometimes you need to just get enough damage off of the tower that you can pick it off by the time that we're done with basically the confrontation. And that's just something to keep in mind. If you can play perfect all the time, that's amazing. I can't. I can't make the best decision constantly because I don't know what the other team's got for cards. That's what you would have to do in order to play better, is basically have insight that you shouldn't have. If you wait for a little bit of time and wait out their strategy and get an idea of what they have in their deck, that's totally different. I doubt I am that patient, though. Oh man, they all converge on the baby dragon. They also all get converged on by those towers. Okay, so Dark Prince is going to get out there. I haven't seen Barbarians. That honestly makes this a much easier fight. Don't get me wrong, Valkyrie is still plenty strong, and their Valkyrie placement was outside of that poison. It was not outside of my Bomb Blast, apparently, which is amazing. I'm about to take massive damage from these critters if I don't freeze it. Their minion horde is the thing that is basically keeping them in it. I don't have a strong counter for their minion horde. My baby dragon barely keeps his head above water because they're level 8, and he's only level 3. Only level 3 for an epic card is sort of like I hope nobody takes that as a snotty thing to say. It's just, if he were slightly higher level, he would be so darn strong. So I wasted some elixir there. I misread my goblins for their goblins. That's going to cost me, basically. And then they don't ever play their minions in such a way that I can poison them, so that's why this battle is taking so darn long. And, I mean, their Goblin Barrel is totally working, by the way. Oh, that's still on it. I should have waited just a little while longer. Ooh, now they're going for the fireball instead. So, there's the freeze. That's going to stop all of it. I have to take their crap right down. All they have to do is fireball again. I lose. The end. Oh well, I lose. The end. But yeah, I don't know. Going down to basically the last seconds on most of my games does make this game a lot more fun. It doesn't bother me to lose so long as I'm losing to something that I can legitimately see as a strategy. Their goblin placement, I could have been a lot more proactive against, but I got way too wrapped up in what I wanted to do. I don't have a unit that specifically kills them fast, except for basically a freeze for the tower to take care of itself, and spear goblins. And I like using spear goblins for offense. But yeah, we need one more chest, or one more crown for our chest. We're looking to get that. We'll have some fun with this. And if they're not going to play anything, we're going to play a baby dragon. We're going to throw spear goblins, because baby dragon's going to get shredded, but spear goblins actually do really well against an inferno tower, all things considered. The amount that they reduce its HP for how much they cost is great. Okay. Dark Prince from all the way in the back. Actually, they're going to clash in the middle. I should have waited just a little while longer for that. If I had waited a little while longer for that, this would have been going way more in my direction. I've got freeze for this left side Hog Rider. That's good enough. And Tesla saved me from taking all the damages. Spear Goblins will be great in the back. He jumped across, a little bit gutsy, but at the same time, I don't know which direction they'll go. That's a legitimate concern. He probably doesn't know which direction Hog Rider will go either, is the fun part, though. Hopefully we'll get a charge out of this. And then, I don't think they're close enough that either one of them will cleave. When units stay together and both Baby Dragon and Dark Prince are cleaving on them, it gets really gross, honestly. We are going to deal with that by poisoning. And then we'll get some tower damage out of it, too. Tesla's up. Hog Rider should be next. At least I think it is. There's double time. Ooh, fireball on my gobos. So they're definitely trying to pressure that to get rid of it. We'll throw a Hog Rider, screw it. We can freeze that if we have to. Showtime! I am the wizard, you are not the wizard. Darn. Second Tesla. First Tesla tank. Second Tesla. Continue to fire. Repeat, repeat. So many goblins. Love my goblins. They do so well. But yeah, so there's our crown chest. Let's see what we get in it. Hopefully something amazing, let's face it. Crown chests actually will throw some decent cards every once in a while. No real guarantees. Goblin Hut, that's definitely not my idea of a good time. But it is what it is. We'll call that for now. I'll probably do a second one. Probably around 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Maybe 3:30, something like that. But I'll take some time, do my chores, do my errands, take care of my dogs, things like that. But I'll come back for some more streaming. Hopefully you guys will be back. That would be great. And we'll have some more fun. If you've got any more questions, keep asking them. Please do like, subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Come back, watch me. I love the interaction. I like talking to people. If you've got questions, you got comments, I'll totally take them and respond back. That's honestly what I think is the better portion of doing this, is the interaction. So hopefully you feel that way too. If you do, that's great. And as I said, come on back. My name's Aero. I'm playing through N2 Mobile Games channel. Maybe it's mobile games. We haven't figured that one out. There's some delightful bureaucracy going on with myself, and the other person who's helping me with my YouTube channel. But we'll figure it out soon enough. And as I said, hopefully you'll come back. Hopefully you like what you see as far as play, and hopefully you agree with me that fights are meant to be interactive, and that you should be basically playing like units, and getting a good idea of how they play, and not just trying to win by doing the same darn strategy every time. That's clearly not very fair. And I could switch out my deck some. I totally should at some point and just start playing randoms. But anyway, it would certainly make for some interesting content. I would dive bomb tremendously down into the arena. It would be interesting to see, honestly. But hopefully we'll get to that soon. If you guys have something specific you want to see played, I will probably make a new deck post patch. I will keep the deck I have currently, but I'll probably play something different just to try something completely different for flavoring, with like a different objective about it. That's hard for me to get a new objective for decks because I already play the way I think that I should be playing. So anyway, that should be what's coming for our in store. Like that's our preview, and hopefully you'll come back for it. I hope you guys have a good time. You have a nice day, and I'll hopefully see you back in a couple hours. Bye.